Got so many people here. Okay, so hello, welcome everybody.
Okay, all right, so let's get back to it. Sorry. Katie, why don't we just go back to the beginning, or but we want to do it just for the folks who are going to watch the video. So, welcome to the Joy of Drawing Club class, and we're going to do how to draw an eye. And I'm Carolyn Mustard, and there's Katie Lee, and we're two Brits who love to draw. And, we really believe that the benefits of drawing and making art is seeing things anew, and then being in the moment. Like when you're drawing, you're in the moment. So all those crazy ideas and everything that you're worried about and all your worries just sort of peel away, because you just get involved and just get like carried away in the moment. So lovely. So it's a mental state of calmness. Plus you're learning a new skill, which is, something that is always a very joyful experience, usually. Sometimes it'd be a little bit annoying, but you can get through it.
And then when we draw together as a group, it brings us together in a unique way to share this self-expression. And we're also building a sense of community and pride, which is really, really important to us. We have, you'll find out a little bit more about how we come together. We have a club and we have lots of other different activities as well.
So we have one important class rule, and this is Katie's drawing of me saying that rule to all of the students. It's like, leave your inner critic at the door, okay? And what do we mean by that? Well, pretty obvious, but that inner critic doesn't really do you any good. It's not helpful at all, especially in the early stages. There are later stages where you allow it in at certain points, but you have to be in control. You're the one in control, not your inner critic. So you just leave them at the door, not invited. We don't judge. And it's very important right now. We look at you as little, kernels of creativity that we want to nurture and grow. And the only way to nurture and grow that is to encourage it, water it, encourage it. Isn't it, Katie?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the key to success.
Yeah. Okay, Katie, do you want to go through these and then I'll do the demos?
Yeah, exactly. So we take you right back to the beginning, and some of you who have already done our classes with you will know the importance of this. So how do you hold your pencil? How you hold your pencil is one of the most important fundamentals in drawing. It sounds like very basic, but it really is. There are 4 ways we will be using today, each of which produces a different type of mark. So I'm going to quickly go through the 4 ways, and then Caroline is going to swap over to her overhead and she is going to demo them for you. So get ready with your pencil and your paper and we can demo along. Okay, so first of all, we've got the tripod grip, which you can see, which is usually the way that you start writing, early on, and most of us will be familiar with how to hold that.
And you can see that in this particular grip, if you pick up your pencil, you automatically pick up your pencil to write your name. You most likely have, however you hold it, you'll be holding it very close to the end of the pencil. So you'll understand why that's significant as we go forward.
Some people don't, but yeah, there's all different ways. Then we've got the paintbrush grip, which again, we'll go through. Let's just see a visual of that. We've got the drumstick grip, which is a very, very helpful one for doing lots of different kind of more gestural drawing. And then we've got the top pivot grip. Okay, so I'm going to go over to Caroline now and to her overhead. So if you want,
we've got one more thing we're going to do while we're on this.
Oh, that's right. And then with those techniques, we're going to use with those holding your pencil. We're then going to use one of the most commonly used drawing technique, which is hatching. So this is just a visual of what that looks like. So Caroline, now we're going to go back over to her and she will demo those. So if you want to get your pencils out. And I'm going to remove my spotlight. And if you put everybody put her onto speaker view, then she should look large on your screen, if that's helpful, rather than the gallery view.
You want to put me on, Katie?
Yeah, you should be on. You're on?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, sorry, just bear with me. There we go. There you go.
There you go. Hi. So this particular, all these things we're going to go over with you today are right in the beginning of our book, The Joy of Drawing. There are, I think, still a few copies available at Kepler's where we, but it's available on Amazon, so we recommend you go there to get it. And I just want to show you here that these are the exercises. So everything we do with you in this class is covered in the book itself and more, of course, okay? We'll be going over a bit more about the book and what it has, but I just want to show you that. So if you don't totally grasp it, you know, by the end, you'll definitely understand. So Katie and I tend to use, people often talks about our pencils. What kind of pencils? We kind of use a pencil, it's called a Blackwing, and it's a pretty cool pencil, but it's a little expensive. You don't need it, but any type of pencil, but particularly don't, you know, from HB upwards is what you're looking for. Okay, so let's look at this. Now, we went over the tripod grip. So I want you to hold your pencil as you would when you pick it up and you look at this quite close to the edge. Do you see that? Now, when you know, this is very useful for doing little detailed work. And you can see that you're moving your fingers. Okay, you're moving your fingers, you know, so and it's detailed. The trouble is you can't see much, can you? Your hand kind of covers up what you're doing. Now, if you just move your pencil down, so it's about halfway down. All right, for some reason, this has gone out of, yeah, we go. If you move the pencil down, then you'll notice that suddenly you've got, this is called the paintbrush. So it's just, you're holding it further down. Now you can do sort of gestural marks. You don't have to, you can have your hand on the paper, and I want you to practice. You can hold your hand on the paper. You can also, like a paintbrush, as if you were standing up and painting with it. But look, you can do big, and you can move your wrist. You can move your elbow. You can even move your shoulder and get these different marks. So it's very, very different from this to this. And as artists, we're constantly going from there to there. And that's a bit of an aha moment. Oh, if I just move my pencil, my finger down, maybe I actually could do this. Okay, so that's that one. And then we're going to go now to the next one. And for this one, we call this the drumstick grip. I want you to hold your hand up like this, your left handy like this. And then just put your pencil in your hand like that, right in the palm of your hand. And then turn it around, turn your hand around. So see, so your finger is over the top of the pencil. So now what this does, so sorry about my overhead, just keeps going, being really annoying. Okay, I'm gonna leave this, take this hand away. Maybe that'll work. All
Okay,
right.
that's good. Yeah.
So now this allows us to do shading because you can put it right on this, you can put the pencil right up against so now you're using the side of your pencil instead of the tip. You can use the tip too, but the use of this is to use the side of the pencil. And that is when you're doing shading, okay? So that is your drumstick grip, and we use that for shading. And of course, again, the drumstick is halfway down the pencil. Now, if I move my finger up to the top with my drumstick grip, I just kind of go. Now I've got a lot of pressure. So now I can do really dark lines. So this is the top heavy. Okay, there we go. So these are the different ones that I've been doing here. Now, what we suggest and what we're going to use in the drawing today a lot is we're going to use what we call hatching. And hatching is when we go in a single direction, small or light lines. All in the same direction. And you can see that with this, we can very rapidly, this is particularly good when you're outside drawing. It's very fast. You don't even have to take your pencil off the paper. But look, I can go hard. I can go very soft. And Katie, we suggest that you always start off drawing very lightly.
Absolutely. Yeah, always draw light, because
You know why? If you're a beginner, you're going to make mistakes. And if you're going to make, if you make mistakes, you're going to, want to erase them. And if you draw hard, it's really, really difficult. So I'm just going to go over to Katie because I'm so frustrated, Katie, with this.
yeah, that's fine. I can.
You take me off and up. Let's see what you've been up to. There we go. Yeah, I'm very frustrated with my overhead right now.
Yeah,
So
and it's as basic, but it's really important to get used to changing out and changing into these different holds. It's something that obviously becomes more natural as the more that you draw, but just having that awareness of where you're placing your fingers and actually thinking about it is kind of interesting. There is another one, which is the overhead grip, which you kind of hold like this and kind of do that, and you can get some really interesting marks by doing that. But really the main ones for hatching, it really is the paintbrush. Just get used to just taking your finger from the bottom, moving it up, so you've just got that space where you can just move the rest of your wrist and your shoulder. Yeah, so just get used to doing that and do that a few times and get used to that real flowy kind of way. And then the hatching, I'm kind of about here when I do my hatching, and you kind of get used to these kind of rapid marks. And it's just becoming more natural with it. The more that you do it, the more that it will become your signature kind of little marks. And this is what we talk about all the way through the book, is that all of these different kind of marks, they are becoming your textures, your marks, your own individual personal ways of making marks on the paper, which will become the character of a drawing, which becomes the pleasure of it and the joy of it. So there we go.
Thank you, Katie. That's beautiful. So let's just let's go to the gallery and then we'll take any questions before we go to the next step.
Everyone okay? Anyone got a question or have a difficulty? If you're left-handed, sometimes it can find a bit difficult. If you haven't got any questions, we can move on. Totally up to you. Just put your hand up, or I think people are good. We're all good?
I have a basic question. Sorry, I didn't find that.
No, you are not. Absolutely fine.
What does HB mean? So when you're talking about
sure.
pencils, what
Okay, I can take that, Katie.
I'm gonna spotlight Caroline.
Interesting you say that.
Okay.
The very first exercise in the book says all pencils are not the same.
Okay.
And it has a little demo. Now, HB means if you go to the left, it means hard. If you go to the right, it means black. So the blacker something is, the softer it is. So S6B would be extremely soft. That means you can rub it with your finger.
Yes.
And
So
it will, okay. And hard, you rub it and you can't, nothing happens. So these are used for engineering purposes. So we're doing this as engineering, right? Like like you don't want to
Right.
erase
You
it.
don't
You
really
want
need
it to,
those.
you know, drawing patterns, stuff like that, you'd put it in there. But this, so we go from HB up to the Bs. So we're usually using an HB. That's what you use in school or regular
Yeah,
when you
so
go.
this
into
is my
paint.
daughter's. Look, this is a 2. So that a 2 also means HB.
Yeah, number 2 also means an HB, and F is a European designation, means about B, a B. So it goes HB, B, 2B, or not to be, sorry, I always do that. I can't stop myself. 3B, 4B, 5B, all the way up to 14B.
Great, thank you.
I mean, yeah,
Okay, great.
and
Okay.
that's all covered in the book, okay?
Okay. So we're
Thank you
going
for
to
asking that question.
go back over now, and we're going to do a couple of hacks that we like to do, which is a good way of useful ways to kind of do things, because we're going to be doing a lot of straight lines, especially in this exercise, because they're little ways of doing that.
Yeah, so straight lines we use as guides. So we use, we're like artists, and artists have hacks. Sorry, but they do, and artists do things to make things easier on themselves. So drawing little guidelines lightly so you can erase them really helps you to see things and draw things correctly. And you're going to do that when you draw your eye, interestingly. The other type of guideline is a circle. A circle or an oval is a really useful guideline. If you can't draw a straight line and you got to have a ruler, I don't know, it just takes the fun out of it, and it looks a little bit sculpted. I think it's more fun to just do it by hand.
Agreed.
So we have a great little hack that we learned. Okay. So what we're going to do, show you this, is the fascinating thing is that in this hack, you're going to hold your pencil in the paintbrush so it's held like this. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just hold both of them together. Now you hold it, so you hold like this, so get a fresh piece of paper. Now here's the exciting thing. You're going to move your arm. Okay, so you're going to move your arm from so you're going to keep your wrist straight, and you're going to move your arm from your elbow. So if you do that, you'll notice that I'm a righty. Do you see it's going from the lower left to upper right? It's going diagonally. That's what we call the natural sweep. It's a natural sweep. So if you just do that, you don't have to be drawing. So that's the natural sweep of your arm, and it's pretty straight. So you're just like literally bending your elbow is what you're doing. Now, the smart thing about this hack is, rather than try and move your arm around to draw a straight line, you move the paper. So you move the paper to go in line with how your arm is moving. And then you just, with your hand, just let it, I don't have my hand on the paper. I'm just letting my hand just kind of, and it might have a little hook, and it may not be perfect, but look, it's pretty straight. So very straight line, and I will do this even if I'm out sketching outdoors. I will move, and I want to do some straight lines. I will move my sketchbook around rather than try and move my hand. So now I want to put them the other way. I move my sketchbook around like this, or my paper. Very often I put my little finger on the paper because it sort of helps me, do it even straighter. So kind of, I don't know if you can see this, whoops, but I'm kind of, I can put this finger there. That might be a little difficult for you, but that's our straight line hack, okay?
Amazing. Okay, I'm going to go back and we're going to do the next hack, which is drawing circles.
So in our book, we point out that drawing circles there's very few people that can draw a perfect circle. It is said that One of the first, the person who was considered the first artist of the Renaissance, Giotto, could draw a straight circle. And we have a little story about him in our book. We have all kinds of things. And apparently Michelangelo could, and so on and so forth. But for all of the rest of us humans, it's pretty hard. So this is a great hack also that we want to teach you. So if you try and draw a circle with your hand down on the paper, held really close like this, and you just move your fingers, you won't get a very good circle. It'll be pretty perfect, pretty lazy, especially if you sort of try and do one, you know, like try it. I mean, you know, mine's misshapen and I've been drawing for years. Not easy.
Yeah, and you also can't really see when you've got your fingers right there. It's really very difficult for you to see what you're drawing.
And this is, you know, this is misshapen. Now, if you move your arm down, if you move down, and so you're holding your pencil now in the paintbrush position, and you can try with your wrist, it might be a bit better, but it's still going to be pretty misshapen. If you draw with your elbow, it's still misshapen. So here's the trick. You put your hand on your shoulder. If you're a lefty, you'd be the other way around.
Okay.
And just rotate your shoulder. Don't even touch the paper.
Good.
And then just like a sort of like an old vinyl record, just let your hand go down and
Do
just put your attention on rotating your shoulder blade.
Yeah.
Just, you see your shoulder blade's nice and round and rotating. You're getting a nice circle.
If you put your hand, you can actually feel that muscle working. It's actually a really good way to do it. And then just do it.
Similarly, you can use this for ovals or like, you know, ovals,
Yeah.
ellipses of any shape. It'll come out. It won't be perfect, but it'll be a lot better than you ever did when you were trying to do it like this, and it just looks ugly. So that's number 2. You can imagine that since we're drawing eyeballs, we are going to need the circle. Okay, so that's that one, right, Katie?
Yeah. Has anyone got any questions before we get into the exercise?
What do you think of that? Anybody, any comments or?
I think
Well,
everyone's
it's
on
really
mute.
cool.
Yeah.
It's
It's cool. Yeah, it is cool. It's these little hacks.
It works.
Yay, good. I'm so glad. Okay.
And you know, people go, well, I can't draw. Well, a lot of times it's sort of like, what it's sort of like is, if we told you to go into the kitchen, you know, and make a roux or whatever, and we never even told you what I don't know what anything was.
The recipe.
You'd be hopeless at it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think it's really, really important that we, you know, that we realize that these little hacks are learning us skills. We're teaching you skills that make it easy to draw. Okay, so let's draw an eye together. So we did send you a picture of, or a photograph of the eye, and we sent you a couple of versions. If you had a chance to print it, if you didn't have a chance to print it, I'm always telling Katie, oh my gosh, I'm always printing this, and for some reason, Katie, it didn't print. So there we go.
Okay, that's fine. I can put it on me. I
Oh,
will.
we're gonna put it there. All right. So we're going to show this to you. So you can see that the very first step is we're going to actually create some guidelines using our newfound ability. Okay.
Okay.
And what we can do, yeah, so here, I can just grab this here and make yours a little bit smaller. Here we go.
There we go.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a cross. Okay. So I'll go this way. The line, I'm going to draw it quite heavily so you can see it.
But you guys do it. You guys do it light.
I want you to do it lightly. Turn it around. Draw the other way. Now, in all of these things, it doesn't have to be perfect. Mine isn't perfect, but as long as it's a cross, these are what we call guidelines. We use them all the time in drawing. So now this is a little cross. So now we've done the cross. We can actually draw some little circles. Like let's draw, this is basically right here. That is the eyeball.
So the blue one.
There in the middle of the eyeball. We have the iris and the pupil. The middle, the black area is the pupil, the iris, and the eyeball. Now we're going to erase some of this, but this is our basic, and we're just going to give you a minute to do that.
Yeah, so keep drawing light, but use those skills that we've just said.
And then, with you can always use your eraser once you don't need things anymore, but we still need, you're going to see how important it is to have this little hack and how important it is to create these little guidelines. It makes it easy. So now, everybody ready here? If you're not ready, you need a bit more time, let us know. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to mark off some important points where the eye starts at the left and the right, and where the eyelid comes on the eyeball. And you're going to be very surprised at this. And if you're sitting next to your friend, or you can look at your own eye in a mirror, you'll see that I speak sooth. So, and of course, this is different for different eyes, but this is the eye that we have here. So if we look, we can see that the right side of the eye starts just below the line. The left side is much further down below the line. Much, much further. So you can make two little lines here. One close to the, see, that's, and then the top of the eyelid is right at the top here of the pupil. It's at the top of the pupil. But the bottom eyelid comes underneath the iris. So here we've got these 4 points. And now what we can do is connect the dots. This comes a little bit the other side of the eyeball. We see a bit of the eyeball. This is where the nose is going to be. So this is where you've got a little bit of the in a crease, and there you've got the bottom of the eyelid. Now you take out your eraser and you erase everything you no longer need. This comes out. I don't see this really. Now you can see I'm going to have a hard time erasing my guideline, but never mind. So here we've got the basic shape of this eye. And what's amazing, that people, when they usually draw an eye, they draw what they think an eye is. They go, oh, I know what it is. It's like this. And like this, and it never really looks quite right, and then they get annoyed and then they give up. So I don't know how to draw. Well, because you didn't look at an eye, so we're going to have you look at an eye in order to draw the eye, and observe that if you can see where these things interrelate with this little guideline, how easy is that, isn't it, Katie? So now we can do the same thing with the crease above here, right? You can just go, oh, I get it, it's there. So you can see it easier. It helps you to see. It
And
even,
all the time you're comparing your contrasting
Yeah.
with what's there. So you're constantly
exactly.
looking. So you're looking, obviously, if you were drawing from real life, you would be going from a person's eye to this, but we're going from, to constantly keep looking from your photograph back to your drawing, back and forth, checking bit by
And then-
bit.
Exactly. And then you can see that the brow actually comes to the
Yeah.
left.
You can always put a little
So
line.
you can put a little line, it comes to the left. Look at that, see? People will usually put the brows somewhere over here, but it actually starts way over to the left. So it helps you to see. And then you've got the shape of the brow in here now. Okay. And the brow ends, let's have a look at the drawing there, Katie, show everybody where the
yes.
brow ends.
Hang on.
It ends right to the right of the eye. Isn't that interesting? In this particular case, of course, that's not always the case. Okay, so we've got our basic in there, and we'll just give you a little chance to kind of catch up.
Anyone have any questions? Just shout or add it into chat. It's kind of nice just to keep looking back and forth, looking at where the points go, putting your marks in. And you talk about something about you're just really making very just normal marks right now. You're not going to hatch or anything yet. So
Not yet.
these are just general kind of little drawing marks.
So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a look at this and you can see that there's a little white point, a little white. Every eye will have, they're wet. An eye is wet. So you'll always see a little bit of a reflection on it. Can you point that out, Katie? So you don't want to put anything there. You just want to keep that nice and white.
Yeah, exactly. You can draw it in.
But everything else around here is just gonna, you can just go black. So this you can just, make it nice and black in the middle.
Yeah, and you're going to do hatching. Shall I go back to the screen and you can?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just do it. We can just do the center, just fill it in black. The
Okay.
center like this, okay? And then I'm gonna show you hatching, okay? All right, so if you put me up big again, Katie.
Yeah.
The next step is we're going to use little hatching lines. And if you look at the center of the eye, if you look at the pupil, you'll see that it's like a little sun. You see all these things, they're all kind of like a little sun. So we use little hatching marks, but this time the hatching marks are going all the way around the sun. So you're just making little marks all the way around the sun. And on the edge of the thing, it gets a little bit darker, but there's still little hatching marks, and they're all going towards the center. They're fanning out. And sometimes they're darker. And sometimes but you can see right away we've got a pretty interesting looking center of the eye. We'll give you a bit of a minute to do that. The other thing that it helps us with to have these lines in place is that if it doesn't look right, you can always check it back and forth and you go, what's wrong? It doesn't look quite right. I think I missed something. And you can go back and make a correction. How's everybody doing there? Everybody doing good?
Everyone good? I think so. Let me just check everybody.
Doesn't look like yours, but
Oh, well, I've been at it a few years. Don't worry about that. You'll be like, this will give you something to practice together, okay? Because we're gonna send you, the video and the slides, so you can go back over it.
oh, okay. We will get that.
Yep,
I need
you
to
get a
do
lot from us. So
several.
now, next thing is, we really, really, really want to make sure you've got it a little bit darker around the edges. And you see how gently I'm doing this little hatching lines?
You're kind of building.
I
You're
kind of build it up. We go softly, softly. Okay. Now, the next thing we want to show you is that we want you to use your hatching lines now. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be shading. And that's how we get, that's the magic, because the shading gives you that 3D look. That the minute you get into shading, you're getting into creating magic. Because the way you see things is by light. So let's see where the light, wherever the light is hitting. If you can point those points out, Katie.
Yeah.
The light.
Here is super light.
Highlight, 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 highlight.
Even
All thing is highlighted. But where there's no light, you've got shadow.
Okay.
So that's where you put your finger. Now you go to your drumstick overhead and you lightly shade in this side, a little bit this side. See right here.
yeah, exactly.
Underneath, just softly, very,
Softly,
very,
softly.
very gradual.
You're building.
Building, building, building.
It doesn't happen.
And underneath the eyelid, underneath
Yeah.
the eyelid is casting a shadow. So so you see a darkness under here.
Yeah.
And we do it lightly. Leave this little white guy, leave this little white highlight or reflection. It's a reflection. And then you can just keep getting it darker and darker. And then when we go underneath the eye here, we've got a little bit of a, shadow here. And that's where it sort of indents. Where we see the bottom of
Exactly.
of
It's the eyeball, right?
the eyeball. The bottom of the eyeball. Not interesting. There we go. So now we're getting pretty good. And then you can just do more and more and more. You can keep, you do it lightly, 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 getting better and better, getting darker and darker until it starts to just jump out at you. Your whole eye will just start jumping out.
And this is something that takes time, and kind of keep going.
We have a whole lesson and chapter just about shading, teaching you how to shade. And once you get this technique down, you'll get really, really good. And you'll be able to do amazingly lifelike work, and then you'll understand how to do it. So that's putting in your shadows. And you can come back, keep doing a bit more, looking at where it's really dark, looking where it's really light. And then you can go to the top heavy and make it really dark. So the darker you get it, the more 3D your eye is going to be looking here. All right, now we're going to go finally. We're going to go to the eyelashes. We left that till last. Now, a little word about eyelashes. A lot of people ruin their eyes with the eyelashes. So they draw their eye and they go, oh, they're like this. Or, oh, they're like that. But they're not. They're not like either of those. Eyelashes this lady has very nice curly eyelashes. So we're gonna try a
And lots.
little where we take your pencil, and this time you can hold your pencil in your regular, like this, right down the end,
Yeah, and just practice on a piece
and
of
then do a little, we call it a check mark. Do a little check mark where you go hard down, and then you just check it.
They can't see that, Caroline. Can you move your?
Okay, I'm gonna just do it right here, look. So hard, and then you just let it sort of, see? So just practice making that check mark. Now,
Yeah. If you find it difficult, you can also get your photograph and just follow the line.
yeah, you can actually take the photograph, follow over it. So now you'll see, we'll start in the middle,
And goes.
go straight up, and right up down the side, and then over the edge here, the side on the right, it's going to be going here this way, see?
And it follows all the way around it.
And then we'll go in the middle here between it, and then we'll just fill it in between. And they don't have to be the same size, and they can be quite, so this side, not so many this side, but going this way. See? And because you're making it nice and hard as you go upwards, then you're making it, this is sort of giving you the hard, and you can make them as thick and as bushy as you like. This is for the top. I think she's got a bit of eyeliner on here.
She has.
We'll give her a bit of eyeliner. And then when we get to the bottom, we find something interesting. They're much shorter, and they don't come right to the very edge. They kind of, there's a little whiteness there. You see the whiteness? This is because the inside of your eye catches the light a wee bit right in here. So this part, this is a sort of a full, this is where us ladies put the coal, you know, you want to fill that in, but this is, we'll just leave this white here, and then again down, and then it just lightly, and then it just a few of them goes towards the outside. Okay. I'm going to just give my eye a little bit more shading now. And now I'm going to put the little eyelashes in, eyebrows in here. And again, you can see the direction of the brows. And it again also kind of fans out. So it's going almost horizontal this side, almost vertical this side. This is where we pluck them out. But they kind of,
Yay.
and
How's
then
it?
of course at the end, you know, you don't need these lines anymore. Take them out. Hard for me to take it out because I used a very dark line so I could show you what I was doing.
And then, you know, if you were doing this as like more of a, you know, finished drawing, you could, there are a few other tools that you can use, but really the beauty of drawing is that it really is just that your very basic pencil and eraser. There are things like tortillons and which are just blending sticks, which you can use, but really your finger is just, so this is mine. Your finger is like, you know, you
So
can just
I can blend it in, it'll look nicer, and you'll learn all this in our classes. And we've got a lot of really good suggestions as to what to do next if you want to keep going, and we hope we've persuaded you to do so. You'll be learning to use all of these tools and things that will really help you become pretty expert Okay, all right, let's just go back to see how everybody did.
They're going to take us off.
I'm going back around from the table.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to put my video back on. How did everybody do? Did you enjoy it? You don't have to share if you don't want to, but we really encourage you to, because it's such a nice thing to do. So if you want to share, hold up your, if you've got a background on, it's very difficult to share.
Oh,
Just
I
so
don't
you know.
care.
I'm going to go
Yay.
around. So I'm just going to see.
Yay, Eleanor, that's beautiful. Well done. You should be proud.
Yay, Wendy, that's lovely. That's amazing. Well done, everybody. Gail, gorgeous. Very nice marks. You see, so
Wow.
everything you do, Brittany, oh, I can see, yeah, Brittany, that's lovely. Well done, everybody.
Let's
Did everyone
take
enjoy it?
Let's take you off, Kate. Oh, I need to go on.
Yeah, so everyone put, if you put yourself on gallery view, then you should be able to see everybody's.
Oh, yeah, good. Okay,
If anybody wants to chat, just put your hand up, and if there's anything you wanted to comment, we'd love to hear your voices. I'm gonna spotlight Brittany. How did you get on, Brittany? Let's have a little look. If you want to unmute yourself, you can say how you got on. Is there any questions?
Whoa,
Oh, that's great.
proud,
Very
proud
good.
of you. I'm proud of you.
It was very, thanks. It was very fast. I was trying to just keep up and I
Yes.
didn't spend nearly as much time shading as I want, but
Don't worry.
it was a good chance to knock the dust off because that's kind of my goal here is just to start trying again because it's been a while.
Yay!
So
So
glad to
happy
have you,
here.
Brittany.
So glad. Yeah, you're very welcome. And yeah, it is very fast. We will send you the video and we will follow up with a PDF as well, so you can redo it again. These things, you know, my drawing here, you know, this took a good hour, and we really only had about 25 minutes. So you know, don't feel bad if you didn't get far. It's really just to kind of kickstart you.
Look at this
Oh.
one.
Oh, yay. This is our
Oh,
lady from the
love this.
library. Hello.
Fahime, hi.
Wow.
You
That's
see it?
excellent. Yes,
Very
that's
good.
so
Very
good.
good. You
It's
just
not
need
as good as yours.
no, but you know something that you just need to get used to, and it's back to the values. So you're looking
My
at the
first
values.
one.
Yeah, so you did amazingly. You know, you got the shape. That's all we're interested in right now. But you can go back and look at the values, because that's one of the lessons that's going to be really important, is like looking at like what's the darkest in your drawings, what's the lightest thing, and then getting the difference in, right? Because that really brings the beauty of the
And I'm thinking maybe I use some color pencil for the
yeah, why
Oh, I
not?
love doing that.
Yeah,
That's
do
just to
that.
make it blue or something. Thank
Exactly.
you, Carolyn.
Yeah, I did that
Awesome.
too. I did that on one of the others. Okay.
How did Jim's wife?
Oh, Jim is not Jim. Jim,
Very
I used my iPad last time. Well, I haven't
Okay.
done art since I was in third grade. I did
Don't worry. That's what we're here for.
this. I need to do 100 of these at least.
Yay. Oh, that's lovely.
Whoa,
It
Oh,
was
that's
very
amazing.
the
detailed.
best drawing
Love
I've
it.
ever done.
Well done.
proud of you.
And I think it just needs to be a lot bigger. I'm
That
not
doesn't
used to-
matter. I'm just so proud of you. It looks like an eye, and it doesn't look
It
like I
looks-
would have done it in third grade. So no worries.
No, I mean, it was
Bye, Therese.
fun.
Teresa,
I-
how did Therese do?
Okay, yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It was fun. When I first looked at the pictures, I thought, oh man, no way, this is already over my head. But
There you
Isn't that-
go.
isn't
And you
that
did
true?
it.
How
You
many
did it.
people said that? I can never do that. And then at the end of it, you went, yes, I can. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. If you have the steps and you know that the sequence and you learn these basic tools and these basic things, you can do it.
Yeah.
You will be absolutely amazed at what you're gonna do in the first few chapters of the book and the first few classes that we do. You will be absolutely amazed. Therese, how did you do? Teresa?
Do you
I think she's
oh, I think she's
muted.
on mute. How did you get on? Oh, I don't
Oh,
think.
good. Let's have a look at this
Oh,
one.
Gary, you did. Hello, Gary.
Hi there. Can
Hello,
you see it?
welcome.
Yes,
Yay,
Gary, that's
lovely.
awesome. Wow.
Go
There it
back a
goes.
little bit.
It's
Gary, how did
blurry.
you find out about us?
There we go.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's great.
Perfect.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
A perfect eye. That's great. Good for you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I struggle with
Wow,
is
it's beautiful.
the details. So I can do shading, but it's really hard to draw things like the eyelashes.
I think I.
Oh, interesting. Did you try moving
Yeah.
your hand? Did you
Because I think
try?
it's beautiful.
Um,
Bonnie's Gary?
I tried, well, let's see, I used the tripod grip with just a little bit of kind of crosshatch type movement.
It's
And
Gary. It is Gary. Hello.
Here, hi,
Yeah,
Gary.
hi.
Put your thing down so we can say hello to you.
Oh, hi,
Oh, how are you? And hi,
Good.
Bonnie. Awesome. Thank you so much.
yeah,
Yay. Yeah, well, I think it's just practice, Gary. I think that's your answer to your question. Is just, just being a little bit free. So you said you're finding it difficult with the like details of like getting that to do the eyelashes, did you say?
right, right,
Yeah.
yes. So it's very, it seems very exacting because you're actually trying to draw these fine details
Yeah.
as opposed to, shading or some of the more broader strokes. And yeah, it's just probably one of those practice things that, you get better at. But
Well, yeah,
yeah,
one of the
that's
things,
when it's
Gary,
really
that
hard.
we recommend, that we recommend this throughout your career. Don't sweat the details until
Yeah.
later.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why you want to go light, because don't sweat the details.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like people want to go in and the first thing they do is they want to do the eyelashes.
Mhm.
No, don't sweat details. You've got to get the shapes right. You've got to get
Form
everything
and the
right.
shading. Yeah.
That's when you go
Right.
to all your details. Let's look at a few other.
Yeah, that's the part I've gotten, but the details need work, I
Yeah.
think.
Good. Okay, good.
All right, let's have a look at who else wants to share. Gail,
Well,
how about you?
I'd like to make an observation.
Yeah.
Oh, Wendy. Yeah, sure.
Having just retired from corporate America. What I loved about this was, number one, how relaxing it was, but I kept noticing that I wanted to go really fast. And then but you were helping me slow down, which to me is about what I really want to do in this next chapter. Like I am so used to rushing around and going fast that slowing down to look was really great.
Amazing.
It's like a whole, I don't mean to get all cosmic and metaphorical, but
Oh, but
it's
it's true.
something I
It
noticed.
is cosmic and metaphorical.
It is, though.
It's just something I noticed during the process. Like, oh,
You know what's interesting, and I'm reading this book right now, and I'll hold it up.
Yeah.
It's called Your Brain on Art, and it's a wonderful book by one of the Google women and also Susan Maxson, and they talk about that hugely, about how actually when you're stopping and you're in the moment of this flow, which is what we're
Yeah.
trying to get to, where you're stopping and slowing down and concentrating on something like drawing, doodling, knitting, dancing, whatever it is, there is something that actually happens in your brain that is a pleasurable thing. So that is really interesting that you say that is actually what's happening in your brain. So
will you be sharing with us how we can do this more
Yes,
often in
That's what we're
person?
gonna show you next, okay?
Yeah,
I just wanted to
perfect.
like give
That was so
everybody a
fun.
chance to show what they've begun. Joanne, did we see what you did?
Oh, sure, yeah, it's okay. I got the eyeball part is off, but I kind
Oh,
of liked the shading and
No way. you did
Great.
perfect.
No, that's okay. That's
Oh, no,
okay.
no, you
No,
are,
it's wonderful. You
You
got the
guys are-
shading amazingly, but
Thank
you've
you.
recognized that though, right? You've
yes,
recognized
yeah, I had to get,
done
I've
that.
got to get the
you know,
what is that, the cornea of the eye, whatever it is, so.
Yeah.
I
but-
can't believe it. You guys, like, you're so good at what you do. So what about Fahima? No,
No, we did. Yeah, we did. We also did. We did yours, right? Let me show
Yes.
it again. Yeah, we did.
Hannah,
Yeah, and I think that's
Hannah, how
really
about
the one.
Hannah and Herber?
Hannah, are you there, Hannah? I don't know if she's there. I don't know. Hannah's one of our Joy of Drawing Club members too, so it would be nice to hear from her. Hi, Hannah. Yeah, oh, brilliant, amazing. It would be nice to hear from Hannah because she's one of our. That's wonderful. Well done. She
Yeah, and I like the reminder how to do the eyelashes. That's wonderful. And really focusing on the big shapes first. So it's good to repeat some of those things. Okay.
Hannah is
And the joy of drawing, yeah, I
been
enjoy
with us for so long. We've been, but since we first began walking around the shoreline with Hannah and other folks learning to draw. That's where we developed our drawing techniques,
you know.
our teaching techniques, because Katie. So let's just go right to the end now and share with you what we have for you next, because this is just the first taste, okay? So we've made this as easy for you. We have a very special offer that you can, use these. So we really hope that you are going to keep going on your creative journey. We have a weekly, like it's 4 weeks, and it's the first 4 weeks of beginning to draw. And if you do those first 4 weeks online, Tuesday mornings, and then it repeats again. You can access that. We're going to show you how to access it, and we'll send you the link on our website. It's a 4-week class, and it's $100, $125 for the 4 weeks. Then it goes again for another 4 weeks. During those 8 weeks, you do all of the book. So we recommend you get the book the earliest you can through Amazon, or you can pop by
and just
or library, but the quickest way is just to get your Amazon one. Then we are offering you a community membership, and this is especially for you as because you came to this intro, and it's $4.99 a month, and it's going to give you some lovely savings. It'll give you 20% off the 4-week class. Okay. You'll also get 1 free workshop. We do workshops throughout the month, some in person, 1 in person, and 2 online. So the online ones are the figure drawing for beginners. That is 2 weeks from now. Okay. And that's very, very simple. So if anybody that's interested can come to that. We also do an in-person sketch walk every month, and that will be in Menlo Park at the
Allied Arts
on Monday. Okay.
Monday the 24th of April.
And if there's a change of venue, we'll let you know. But we're right now planning to go there. We're concentrating on flowers of spring and doing colored pencil drawing there. Very easy. That's where you get to sort of meet up with all the folks. That's in person. That will be free to you if you join our $4.99 club. That's just the intro $4.99. And or you can come to our travel sketching workshop for free. And of course, you can get one of them for free and pay for the other ones. No worries. Okay. But you'll get travel sketching workshop. This is what's really exciting. You'll get 20% off the intro to drawing workshop. You'll also be invited to our monthly meetup, which is the first Wednesday of the month for our members. Meet the other members and see, am I interested in getting going? There are other levels of membership. You can join on a monthly basis, an annual basis. You save lots of money on all of our things, but that's a little bit further down the line. This is just so you can try us out and see if you want to stick with us. One of the important things about learning any skill is showing up. That's the first thing. And that's why I recommend the Tuesday class. It is recorded. So if there's any problem with you attending one of those classes, you'll get the recording, you'll get the instructions, and so on and so forth. Everything follows along on the book. Also in the book, when you get the book, you'll notice that throughout, at the beginning of each chapter, there are QR codes. And these QR codes take you to demo videos for each exercise, one for drawing with your pencil and one for iPad drawing.
Yeah.
And the other takes you to a free downloadable workbook where you can just print the workbook off and do the exercises in your workbook as you go along. And that's throughout the book. So this is a pretty cool book. We call it the 21st Century Solution to Learning to Draw. So, but, you know, for many people, they just like to, you know, videos are great.
Yeah,
Many people would prefer to come to a communal
yeah,
online drawing. We also do drawing classes in person in the library system. We don't know quite, we just finished a series and the Atherton Public Library. And we don't know quite, but we are, you know, we have signed up with them to deliver them to libraries, to other libraries in that system.
yeah. So it's all,
We don't know quite when, but we'll be letting all of you know when we're there.
the best thing for you to do is joining our mailing list, and then we will keep you updated. We try not to send too many emails because we know you guys get bombarded. And the main thing is to put our email address, which is thejoyofdrawingbook@gmail, and I'm going to put it in the
Yeah,
chat.
we're gonna put it in chat, and we'll also put in chat the link to the Joy of Drawing beginning class, which is Tuesdays from 10:30 till 12 every Tuesday for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, and
Starts
yeah,
this coming Tuesday.
yeah.
Would
But
love to-
Everything's on our website. We have all the information on there.
And
it's
then
all-
what, and then can you put the coupon in so if they want to sign up now, they get the coupon code 20% off?
Yeah, so as soon as you sign up for the membership, the $4.99 membership, you'll get an email with everything you need to know about that. So
Oh, can you also put a link in, Katie, to join the $4.99 club?
yeah, so that's all in there. So the link is in there. And
If we're gonna be out of town, can we do the intro class at another time?
yeah, so
Absolutely.
we'll keep running it. So online
Okay.
is really good. We are doing another in-person one, but I think it's already booked up at Atherton Library. Fahima here is in. I think we've already got 15 people joined. So, but again, you know, just check
Crazy
it out.
popular, crazy popular.
There's a few of us, so-
If you're going out of town, are you just going out for the first week or,
I'm gonna be gone the next 2 weeks.
okay, can you join from your vacation location or no?
There'll be a significant time difference.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that sounds fun.
We'll
Yeah.
keep, we will, you know, we've already done it once this year. So we do, we you know, repeat it every 8 weeks. So if you can't join this time, you can join next time, or just get the book and you can do it yourself. That's what we say. That's the beauty of having the videos and the book, is that you know, you can do it yourself and then catch up. But yeah, we'd love to have you eventually when you can. So yeah.
So, yeah, I'm usually not available on Tuesday mornings, but how do we sign up for this? Is that we go to your website?
Yeah, everything's on the website. If you look on the chat, I've just put all the links in there.
Yeah, so open your chat, which is right at the bottom. It says chat, and then you'll see that Katie has put in links to each of these.
I don't see any chat. Okay.
At the bottom.
Yeah, it's at the
Oh, I see
bottom of your
chat, okay.
screen, Mary. Yeah, so you've got like
Okay, so just click on that.
yeah, so if you click on the chat, then you've got all that and you can link in there. But I will follow up with an email today. I know everybody has to get off because we're
Yeah,
at stop, and I'll send you an email with all of this information in. So look out for an email from us, and that is from thejoyofdrawingbook@gmail.com. So
Yeah,
thank
and then
you,
of
everyone.
course,
Thank you. That was so great.
yeah, that's awesome. I hope to see, you know, as many of you as possible on Tuesday at one of our workshops in person. However, it's been lovely, lovely, lovely to meet all of you.
And
It's
yeah,
been really fun. And by the way, we do this intro
I
class
was gonna say, yeah.
once a month, but every month we do a different subject. We do draw a butterfly, draw a heart, draw this, draw that. So we do different things. So that's all. See you again and hope to see you.
Bye.
Okay, yes, thank you.